Hey everyone, and welcome to Boston Autoblog. The clips you just saw were from yesterday's car event at Tuscan Kitchen up in Salem, New Hampshire. Despite the rain, it was a really great event. There were a number of Lamborghinis, the Audi crew showed up, and it was just a really great time. Unfortunately, it's been dark and gloomy for the last few days, and it's really affected the last few car events, and it's affected my whole schedule. So I figured, why not do a throwback Monday? You guys can probably go back to some of the videos I made called the Monday Morning Driver, and for me it's cringeworthy because it was the first time I ever did an in-car vlog and set up my GoPro camera. Now I haven't decided whether to do the Monday Morning Driver again, but I figured since it's Monday and I'm driving and I have a topic to talk about, why not bring it back for one more video? Geely, who owns Volvo and Lotus, now has the ambition to have one SUV and two crossovers in the Lotus lineup by 2022. Now, there hasn't been a lot of information coming out about these cars, but there is speculation that these Lotus crossovers will be built on the same platform as the Volvo XC60 and XC90, with the XC40 coming into play depending on how big these crossovers are going to be. It's not really surprising that Lotus is going to go in the crossover direction, especially when, you know, Porsche has a crossover, Lamborghini has a crossover, even Rolls-Royce has one. So that's not something that's really surprising, at least in this day and age. But to be built on the same platform as Volvo is definitely an eyebrow raiser. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe there was something bigger back in the 80s and 70s, but this would be a little bit unprecedented because Lotus and Volvo don't share any history and are two completely different brands, and yet they're going to be built on the same platform. One thing that makes me happy about all this, though, with the platform sharing, is that it's not Ford or GM. You know, being a Volvo owner, I know that Ford owned Volvo. The Volvo I'm driving right now is actually built on the same platform as the Ford Focus, and I did own a Ford Focus before, and I know the exact same quirks, and that's what really bothers me. But with Geely, they turned Volvo into a super luxurious brand to the point that they could probably take on the Germans in a one-on-one, face-to-face comparison. So I'm really excited to see what Geely has in store with Lotus. Lotus has said they want to keep their DNA with these crossovers, so that would insinuate that they want lightweight, maybe low horsepower cars, but cars that can maneuver very well around a track. This all leads me to performance, because some people have speculated that if the Lotus crossovers and SUV are going to share the same platform as Volvo, that they share the same engines as well. I personally cannot picture the Lotus crossovers sharing a T8 hybrid engine that's in the Volvo, getting 400 horsepower and 472 pound-feet of torque at stock. That is just something that my mind isn't really wrapping itself around on that. I think that most likely, if there is any engine sharing, that these crossovers that Lotus will probably have T4 and T5 engines, if anything. There's also speculation that Lotus will build these crossovers in China. My first reaction to that was, oh no, you can't do that. Like, it should be built in Britain. But that raises the question as to whether we'll even see these on the road in 2022 in the United States. Now, this is all purely speculation, but I'm gonna guess that the SUV will probably be mostly based in Chinese markets rather than the two crossovers. I could picture the two crossovers being built in Britain and then being sold here, whereas the bigger SUV is probably going to be more of like a luxurious vehicle, and the two crossovers are going to be more sporty. But at the end of the day, I'm really interested in seeing how this all plays out, because in a segment that is very boring, where there's not much soul in these crossovers, to have a Lotus DNA crossover that's going to be lightweight, probably very maneuverable, that's going to add at least something new, a new taste in a market that's very mundane. If these Lotus vehicles are going to share the same platform, it's very possible that they may have the same technology and safety features that are put in Volvos as well. So right off the bat, these crossovers are not going to be like the Lotus Elise or the Evora, and they're going to have a little bit more of a luxurious feel to them. But Lotus has been marketing this, or at least is the plan, that's going to take on the Porsche Cayenne. That is a very, very ambitious plan right there. I mean, I just think that maybe going more in the way of just being unique and new might be a better idea. That would also insinuate that the smaller crossover would then take on the Porsche Macan, and I just think that's something that, out of the gate, is something that maybe Lotus might want to stay away from. Also for Lotus is that their brand isn't well known outside the car community. So how are they going to reach the crossover buyer? I don't think going like a $70,000 or $80,000 price range is the right thing for them, which is why I don't think the full-size SUV is going to make it here. I think they're going to have the two crossovers in the United States, sell them for around $40,000 to $50,000, right around the XC60 price range. And I also see maybe an XC40 style vehicle coming into play. And again, this is 4 years down the road, so we have a lot of time to speculate on this and see what comes out from Lotus. But I'm just not seeing like this big plan to push like luxury vehicles, and maybe that's why, at least with the big SUV, that they're gonna build that in China. Circling back to the engines in these Lotuses, it would make sense for them to put a hybrid engine underneath the hood, just because by 2022, there's probably gonna be a lot more hybrid technology in crossovers and vehicles in general. So from a marketing standpoint, to get sales, it probably would be better in their best interest to have hybrid technology or electric power in their cars. Now, there have been some renderings of what these crossovers will look like, and to me, at least for the crossover, it looks a lot like a Tesla, and I don't know if that's the smart way to go, or maybe it is if they want to go more in like an electric or hybrid direction. Now, I want to know what you guys think. Is going in the crossover direction a smart move? Now, personally, I think it is, just because from a sales standpoint, but also, do you think these cars will even be here in the United States in 2022? Especially when there's already plans, or at least there's some speculation on the plans that they're going to be made in China. Also, let me know if you guys want to see more Monday morning drivers. Today worked out really well. It was Monday morning. I had a topic, and you know, I really wanted to start doing some other content, but with it raining, that really messed it up. So it just happened that it worked out really well to have a topic and to do a in-car vlog. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.